Hello and welcome to the STARTrading podcast with me, Lewis.
And me, Sophie.
And today we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about brokers in the UK, in Europe, the US, and the world, really.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's going to be a good episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
So we have got students all over the world. And one of the questions which I often get asked is, how do you pick a good broker? Because there are millions out there. Well, maybe not millions. Well, maybe there is. But definitely thousands. That might be a question for ChatGPT in terms of how many there are. So how do you pick a good one versus how do you pick a bad one?
So what do we mean by the broker?
Great question. So the broker is the way that we get access to the financial markets. So if you think about getting a mortgage, you never go direct to the mortgage provider. You always go through someone unless it's a high street bank. So unless you're getting a mortgage with a high street bank, you go through a mortgage broker who then can open up all the other markets, all the other mortgage providers for you. So in the same way that when we're trading financial markets, we can't just go to the market and be like, I'm going to trade this, I'm going to trade that. That's not how it works. You go through a broker that gives you access to those financial markets to be able to trade. So it's where our money is held. It's where our money is utilized for our different trades that we place. And that is the broker's job, to give us access to the market.
And are there good and bad brokers?
There definitely is good brokers and there definitely is bad brokers. I think the easiest way to define that for me is, are the brokers we're going to use FCA regulated? That's kind of rule number one. So in the UK, we have the FCA. In other countries, there's different governing bodies, regulatory bodies, that whatever broker you're going to use, regardless of what country you're in, should be subscribed to and audited by, or whatever the word is, verified by these institutions. So yeah, for the UK, that's the FCA.
Yeah, because we want our money to be protected.
Yeah.
And safe.
Yes, in the UK, our money's protected. I think it's £80,000 right now. There was talk of it moving to 85, but I don't think that's happened yet. But again, someone can fact check me, I'm sure. So yeah, so if we have up to £80,000 in that account, and for whatever reason that broker disappears or goes broke, like happened with BlackRock a number of years ago, then your money is protected up until that amount of capital. So you can't lose up to that amount.
That's good.
Yeah. Now, if you have more money than that in your account, then technically that is at risk, which is again why it's a good idea to pick brokers who have a good track record, who are well managed, and who also make money, because you want your broker to make money, whether you're in the UK, US, or Europe. The reason you want the broker to make money is because you don't want them to go broke and therefore disappear, because they're your access to the market.
And how do they make their money?
So brokers make their money in a few different ways. The major way that they make their money is commissions of various different descriptions and various different kinds. So in the UK, you can pay commissions on trades you place. So there's like a fee to enter the market, a fee to exit the market. If you're holding it for a certain period of time, you can get charged overnight fees, or what's called rolling fees, depending on the broker. And some of the brokers have higher fees, some of them have lower fees. So when we are trading as swing traders, we may want to factor that in. Really, the brokers that we recommend at STARTrading, they don't have very high rolling fees whatsoever, or they actually pay you to hold those fees, which is quite fun. The alternative, if you are day trading, is that you're obviously not going to be holding that for any longer than the day, so you don't have to worry about those rolling fees. So the other option we have in the UK is that we can use a spread account, which is again just a form of trading account, tax-free in the UK, but it doesn't technically charge commissions. It charges what's called a spread, which is really, when you boil it down, just another form of commission and a form of fee that the broker's taking. But again, it's really minimal. So the reason they charge what's called a spread is they're taking the difference between the buy price and the sell price, because buy price and sell price are never the same price. And that difference between those two numbers is what's called the spread. And that spread is where the broker makes their money in a spread account. And other brokers who don't have that, they make their money through the commission.
So what are some ones that you would recommend?
So in the UK, we would recommend FXCM. And by the way, we've got no affiliation with any of them for now. So hey, if you want a good partner with loads of successful traders trading on your books, let me know and we'll see what we can do. I often get hit up actually by various different brokers, ask me if I will recommend them. And my first question is, are you FCA regulated? And if the answer is no, then it's goodbye. But at the moment, we're not tied to anybody. So FXCM is a good one. They've been around for many, many years. A lot of our students use them. We also use Pepperstone in the UK. And by the way, FXCM you can also use across Europe.
Yeah.
I don't think you can use FXCM in Sweden for some random reason, and you can't use, actually that might be untrue, but I know you can't use FXCM in the US. So if you're in Europe or the UK, the first place you should go to is FXCM or another broker called Pepperstone. We also would recommend them. Part of the reason we recommend them is because they connect to our charting software, which is called TradingView. So they connect very easily, so you can trade through that charting software and it pulls directly through into your trading account. And those two are both FCA regulated, got a really good track record, tend to treat our students really well, especially because they know they're part of us. Now, if you're in the US, if you can't use them, I would recommend Oanda or NinjaTrader. Both are kind of useful. Oanda's fairly good for for FX trading, forex trading, whereas NinjaTrader is better for commodities trading. So you've kind of got both of those there for you as well. Australia, you're looking at FXCM as well. I think there's one called Black Bull, which is pretty good, and I think Pepperstone operate over there at the same time as well. So those are kind of the main ones that I'd recommend that we've tried and tested. If you have a larger trading account in the UK, part of the reason I recommend all of those is they're good for starting. Later on, you may want to go for a different broker, which would be in the UK. I use a company called IG. I also have my pension, my ISA in there as well. So I can trade through there for that tax-free element as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there's something for everybody.
There is something for everybody. And I think a good way to think about brokers is they're like cars. You don't need a Ferrari to get from point A to point B. You can just have a Fiat Punto and it's still going to get you from A to B. So some of them look more glitzy and glamoury, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're better brokers. You just want to make sure you've got access to the market and you've got good reliability from them being able to fulfill your orders as well.
Yeah. So you just want to make sure they're regulated and they don't have crazy fees.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. And so the ones we recommended here, they tick those boxes for us. So the search is off. You don't have to look for anything else. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just stick with those brokers.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you mentioned TradingView.
Yes.
Does that work with most of them?
So the ones we recommended, yes. Even with NinjaTrader, actually, it does also connect into there. So Pepperstone, it does. I know that. FXCM, it does. Oanda, I think it does. Actually, I know it does. Yeah, Oanda, it does. And NinjaTrader, it does as well. Yeah, TradingView is like the globally recognized trading software.
It's so good, isn't it?
It's so good. And there's free versions as well.
Yeah.
So another question we always get is, how much does it cost to use the broker? There is no fee. Because they're making their money off of commissions, maybe advertising space and all of that, you don't have to pay them to have an account. So trading really is such a low setup cost. Your charting software you can get for free, and the charting software we use is intentionally managed in a way that means the free versions work across all of the STARTrading strategies. You don't need any fancy widgets or gadgets or gizmos or things like that at all to make it work.
You just need the skills.
Just need the skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we teach.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what broker do you use?
FXCM.
Yeah, how have you found them?
Yeah, great. So easy, straightforward, easy. I love TradingView. It just, you can do so much with it, but you can also keep it really simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
When you started, did you think that was like a bigger piece of the puzzle than it actually was, like understanding all that stuff?
Yes, when I first opened a chart, I was just like, what is this alien thing in front of me? I didn't want to touch anything in case I did something.
Yeah.
But no, the teaching is so good that it's just, I'm really straightforward now.
Brilliant.
Like riding a bicycle.
It's like riding a bicycle. Yeah.
So how can people find out if they're FCA regulated?
Brilliant question. So the way that people find out is a legal requirement for FCA regulation is that your website has to have your registered address and your FCA regulation number. So if you go to the broker's website, you can go to the bottom of their page and it should say they're FCA regulated, and it should also have the country that they're registered in. If they don't operate in a good financial country, then don't trust them. If they're in the Bahamas, don't trust them. And if they've got their FCA regulation number, then you can take that number, go to the FCA or whatever regulatory body your country subscribes to, and you can check that number there to see if there's any infractions, any problems, any concerns whatsoever. And if they're not there, or the company name is different to the one you thought, then don't trust them.
Yeah.
And run a mile.
Yeah. So do your due diligence, do your research.
Do your due diligence. I don't think I can say that 3 times fast. Do your due diligence. Like, already messed up.
But do it.
But do it, yeah. So make sure you do the due diligence, and that's what's going to keep you safe, at least with the broker element.
Yeah.
Keeping you safe actually in the markets, that's what the STARTrading method does.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Amazing. And that's what we can give.
That's what we can give. So I think it's time for a snack.
Let's do it.
Should we do some magic?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, I've got a Kellogg's Frosties bar.
And I've got milk chocolate cookie dough bites, which
Oh.
I am very excited for these.
Let's try.
Just
I didn't know you
checking.
could get Frosties in a bar.
Neither did I until today.
Wow. We're like trailblazers of
Yeah.
the snack. Oh, it's got a little yogurt bottom as well. Is it
I
yogurt?
love a yogurt bottom. Is it meant to be like the milk part of it?
Mm. Mm.
Good. Oh, they're smaller than that. They're like Maltesers.
Mm.
Oh, now the dog's interested. Mm.
Hello.
Oh, that was weird.
Is it nice? Hi.
It was very nice, but because they look like Maltesers,
Yeah, you're expecting
I was
a
expecting
crunch.
a crunch. You've got the crunch,
Mm.
or is it less crunchy than it should be?
I mean, how old is this?
About a day old.
Really? Okay. Mm.
Now,
No, it's good. It's crunchy. It's sticky. It's chewy. Good surprise as well. I didn't know this existed.
there you go. So
Yeah.
out of 10.
I'd go 7.
Ooh, you're hard to please.
Oh, yeah.
I would say surprise, 10. Taste, I'm going to say 8.
Yeah.
So overall 9. This is like a bag that I could just demolish in front of
Yeah.
the TV
Yeah.
and then feel sick after.
Okay. Should we
Something-
do that after this?
Yeah, let's do that. Do I want to move?
Do you want to nibble my
No, thank you.
thoughts?
Right. Oh, sorry, come here.
Oh, I see what you mean. Mm. Hello, we have a guest.
Do you have a guess? This is Otto.
Otto was really cross when I arrived, but I think we're friends now.
He's very defensive.
Mm.
So yeah, mine's 9 and 10. Yours was...
7.
What did you think, Otto? Brilliant, thanks for that. So thank you for joining us on this episode of the STARTrading podcast with me, Lewis.
And me, Sophie.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.